If you have been doing hip flexor stretches for months and your hips are still tight, I'm not going to give you a new stretching routine. I'm going to give you something more boring than that. And it is going to work better than anything you have tried. 3 exercises and no equipment, let's go! Most people do this hip flexor stretch incorrectly. They drop into a kneeling lunge with their pelvis tilted. Maybe they bring their knee forward and end up stretching mostly the quads. Then they hold it passively for 30 seconds and wonder why it doesn't work. Here's what to do instead. Knee on something comfortable. Align your hips. Tuck your pelvis under. Now squeeze your glute on the kneeling side, hard. Some of you will tell me you cannot feel your glute in this position. I hear this all the time. Try this. Squeeze your entire back leg first, then zoom in until you isolate the glute. With practice, it will get better. Once you have that squeeze, you should feel a pull or a burn at the front of your hip. That's your hip flexor being loaded, not just lengthened. Now, press your kneeling knee down into the floor, like you're trying to push it through the mat. This isometrically loads the hip flexor in the stretched position, strengthening it exactly where it's weak. Hold everything for 2 minutes. Yes, you heard that right, not 30 seconds, 2 minutes. The glute squeeze reciprocally inhibits the hip flexor. Your nervous system releases the grip. The knee push into the floor strengthens your hip flexor under load. You're releasing it and strengthening simultaneously. That's why this works where passive hip flexor stretches don't. If you cannot hold for 2 minutes, do a few sets of 30 seconds, then 1 minute until you can hold for 2 minutes. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. I strongly suggest that you grab a cushion or yoga block and place it between your knees. Before you even lift, squeeze your glutes and tuck your pelvis. Then, drive your hips up. This way, your lower back stays out of it from the start. Hold at the top, fully contracted, glutes on fire for 60 seconds. A cushion between your knees for this glute bridge hold activates your adductors, stabilizes your pelvis, and makes the glute contraction stronger and more targeted. You are teaching your body to actually use the glute instead of letting the hip flexor compensate for everything. If you feel it in your lower back, you are going too high. Drop your hips slightly, find the height where you feel it only in your glutes and hold there. If you feel it in your hamstrings, move your feet closer to your hips. 60-second holds, 3 sets. Lie on your back, arms straight up to the ceiling, knees bent at 90 degrees. Press your lower back into the floor. This is the most important part of this core stability exercise. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, draw your ribs down. Keep your abs flat, gently bracing. This is your transverse abdominis activating, your deepest core muscle and the one most people never train. Start with just one leg. Inhale and then exhale and lower one heel slowly toward the floor. Then bring it back up. That's your beginner variation. Master this before you add anything else. And once you're ready, opposite arm and leg at the same time. Inhale at the top, exhale as you lower your right leg and left arm toward the floor simultaneously. Slow and controlled. Dead bag is a classic but boring exercise, where your core and your hip flexors have to work together while your spine stays completely still. Most people with tight hip flexors have weak cores, so the hip flexors grip the spine to compensate and protect it. Dead bug breaks that pattern. It teaches your core to stabilize so your hip flexors can finally release. 3 sets of 10 reps each side, nice and slow. Do this every day for 4 weeks and your hips will feel completely different. If you want a full structured program, my 6-week hip mobility program is inside my app. Link in the description. See you in the next one.